Hey guys, welcome to SRI New Home Showcase. Today we're here at Tenet, a brand new EC launch in the new town of Tampines North with so much of luxurious finishes. And so, if you are wondering what does Tenet means, let's go find out. Now, this is the meaning of Tenet. Tenet is a principle of belief that is held to be true. If you actually see it from the logo, it can be read from left to right or right to left. And of course, in this similar fashion, developer wants to give you the best of this and that in this very beautiful development. So today we've got our managing partner, Ken Low, with us. And Ken, do share with us a little bit more about Tenet in terms of its location. It's in a whole brand new township within Tampines itself. Share me a little bit more.
Correct. So Ainsley, usually we have developments either in a mature estate or a growing area, a new town area.
Yep.
I think Tenet is beautiful in a way whereby it gets the best of both worlds.
Sure.
It is located within Tampines North, a brand new township that gives you a lot of upside potential because there's a lot of development coming up in the area. And yet at the same time, they get to enjoy the best of a regional centre in Tampines, which is a mature estate, and that's about 5 minutes drive away. So on top of that, we have a lot of BTOs coming up around the area. When we did a calculation, there are more than 11,000 units of BTOs that are coming into this area. So with BTOs, they definitely bring about amenities, but more importantly, they also provide a very huge pool of potential upgraders for Tenet buyers in
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
Right, so and we feel that Tenet will give you a very good first mover advantage because this is the first EC within Tampines North.
Okay.
There are no other private residential.
Right.
There's another plot at Tampines Street 62, Parcel B, another EC plot beside Tenet, which is already in the GRS lease that will be tendered soon.
Okay.
And we also have an integrated development, private residential, which will be launched by end of this year, in December, in Tampines North.
Right. Okay, question. So, does it mean that because we're in a new township, there's going to be a severe lack of amenities? Is that really true?
So usually for cases like that, it is true. But that's why I say there's a lot of goodness that comes along with BTOs. So in fact, when we did our study, within 2 minutes walk away, Tenet residents can actually cross over to the BTO where there's a supermarket, there's a food centre, and also some restaurants that's located just near us. On top of that, remember I mentioned about the integrated development that we launched for sales end of the year. So that one will come along with an upcoming MRT station, which is Tampines North MRT station, along the Cross Island line, which is an extremely important line in Singapore in the future. Together with it, we have a bus interchange and a 14,000 square meter shopping mall, sizable, almost as big as, bigger in fact than White Sands that we have in Pasir Ris.
Wow. So this sounds like a very, very exciting town that we have here, especially the fact that we are within a mature estate, but yet we are also a new township. From a macro standpoint, right, can you share with me what else are we looking at? So from a big, broad picture.
So actually with Tenet being so exciting within the locale itself, when we look out of this area, we are actually within very short driving time to a lot of key business nodes that are under the URA planning. So if we look up north, you can see that we are only about 10 to 12 minutes drive away from Punggol Digital District. That is part of the North Coast Innovation Corridor where you have tech firms coming in. In fact, they have released some news that there will be 4 companies that have joined the Digital District, blockchain companies. We also have SIT down there, a university in Singapore. Then of course, if we look more towards the western side, we are actually only about 5 minutes drive away from your Paya Lebar Air Base. And everybody has been talking about this air base, right?
The relocation, right?
Correct. So the relocation will start taking place in 2030, which is about maybe 6-7 years away from now. Once this airbase moves to Changi East, they will actually free up land that is as large as 5 times the size of Toa Payoh. Right. So being 5 minutes drive away, Tenet residents do get to enjoy the perks that come along with such a huge township. More housing will be brought in, more resale demand will be in.
Definitely.
You will have more offices, more commercial nodes, shopping amenities, schools, and everything will all come along the area. And so this movement of the airbase will benefit Tenet residents directly. And then of course,
connectivity as well, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, because so as the airbase free up, Tenet residents can then drive through to other parts of Singapore, cutting through the airbase.
That makes a lot of sense. Right.
So that's a good point. And then of course, if we move down towards the southern side, we are actually 10 minutes drive away from Changi Business Park. And in summary, Changi Business Park is going to grow rapidly in the next decade. Currently, they're housing tech firms inside there. They are also housing most of the major banks' back-end operations in Changi Business Park. And more importantly, we also have SUTD, Singapore University of Technology and Design, another university that's within 10 minutes drive away.
Okay.
And then of course, lastly, and the most important one is we are 10 minutes drive away from the Air Hub. Right,
Changi Air Hub. This way, yep.
Yes, so Changi Air Hub, with T5 coming up, we know there are a lot more workforce that will be added into this area.
Yeah.
And of course, the popular ones, we have Jewel, that is known to be the Ion in the East.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, residents in the East tell us they don't live in the East.
Yeah, they don't need
have
to get
everything
out.
within this area. And so these are all the things that are surrounding Tenet itself, with all the potential that may come up within the new township.
Super close by, super convenient. Good man, impressed actually. Okay, Ken, so now that we already know about the location you just shared with us, tell me a little bit more about the condo itself, the model.
So Tenet itself comprises of 618 units of 3 plus study, all the way to 5 plus study units.
Sure.
So to give you a very good overview of how they have segregated this, the architect has cleverly designed 2 rows of blocks in order to maximize the views externally and internally. Right, so they have created 3 zones within this development. For the zone that is on the extreme right, where we are facing TPE, that is where we have most of the activities that will be housed.
Okay.
So that is where you have vibrancy over there. You have all your kids' pool area, your playground, your multi-purpose court, and everything will be located over there. And the row of the units that are there, they are all 3 plus study units.
Okay.
And the good part about this is the units that are facing TPE, they do not come with balconies. So for buyers who do not love balconies, that is the correct area for them to be facing.
Makes sense.
Then of course, as you move into the middle portion, that is where the developer wanted to bring up an upmarket feel of condos that you find in your District 9, 10, 11. So it's a very simple finish on the facilities where you do not have too much clutter. Very quiet facing, where you only have a 50 meters lap pool, a gym and a function room in that area. So for units that are facing inwards, they are mainly your 4 plus study and 5 plus study units. There are few 3 plus study on the side of the blocks. And of course, lastly, for units that are facing the most quiet part, which is Tampines Street 62, so that portion of the units are facing nothing. They don't have any facilities at the bottom to give a very quiet and contemplative feel when you are living in the area. And similarly to the external facing, the ones that are facing Tampines Street 62 are also comprising only of the 3 plus study.
Right. Okay, so Ken, question. This EC actually feels that it looks very different from a lot of the ECs that we have seen. You know, it gives me a very luxe condo feeling, right? How important is this? I mean, why did developer give such a high spec, you know, in terms of the finishing and the rest of the things that we've seen?
The difference between EC and condominiums have today been blurred. It is no longer difference in spec. So I think what Qing Jian and Santali plus Heaton, the 3 developers behind this development, has done is to give a very luxurious feel. They have chosen to use curtain glass wall instead of the usual concrete.
Right.
These are higher cost to developers, but it gives you can already imagine how the completed product of Tenet will stand out amongst all the BTOs that are being built over there.
So I think people won't even be able to tell that it's an EC in that sense.
Correct. So other than that, I think they have given very good specifications on the outside and also on the internal units as well.
Right.
So as you drive in, you see a very nice drop-off area with a sky garden overhanging. And if you look at the perspective, there's a very nice black spiral staircase that brings you up to the sky garden. So as your guests walk through towards the residential blocks, before they reach the residential, they are then greeted by a very nice, luxurious cascading waterfall wall along the entire place. So that's a very nice little touch that we have. So I think the developer has done a very clever job to make full use of the multi-story car park they have created. So for parking-wise, we have 3 levels of multi-story parking.
And we have where is the multi-story car park?
So that's the cool part. The multi-story car park is what elevates the entire building up.
Right. And that floral wall actually covers it, I suppose.
Yes. So they created a green wall to cover up the multi-story car park.
Very cool.
Yet at the same time, this height that pushes the units to start off from 5th level onwards actually allows the residents to mitigate the noise that may come from TPE.
That makes
you don't
sense.
face the expressway at all. You're elevated upwards, and they have cleverly placed all the main facilities on the rooftop of the multi-story car park as well. So I think they killed 2 birds in 1 stone. You can see a very nice clubhouse that is fronting towards the entrance area. Right?
Beautiful.
So you have a lot of multi-purpose rooms and some private dining room with the nice jutting out with a large Tenet logo over there. And then of course you have your kids play area, kids play pool that runs along the whole area. And you have infinity pool that faces out towards the TP unblocked.
Beautiful.
Right? So, and then I like the part where they have created a cantilever private dining entertainment room over here. So people who are inside hosting their guests in the entertainment room do get a 270 degrees view all around. And I think the small little touches even for a pet's play area. I mean, you know I have 2 dogs, you have a dog as well. And it's always very hard to find a confined compound to let the dogs run free.
Right.
So they actually created a pet's play area
That's
here
awesome,
as well.
man.
Right, and below on the ground level, you actually have your tennis court, 6 barbecue pavilions and dining area. And then of course you have a multi-purpose court and sports area as well.
So much of stuff going on. That's why you say this is the main activities area.
Yeah, so I like it when they have housed this zone to be very usual of an EC where families get to enjoy. But yet at the same time in the middle zone, like I showed you just now, it creates a very nice, luxurious, quiet, contemplative area. So you get a best of almost everything within Tenet.
Sure.
And I think this value holds an important part when it comes to future. It holds the resale value of Tenet when it MOPs and is going to the market because people appreciate this.
True. Alright, so now we're going to check out a 3+ study, a 980 square feet unit, and of course Ken is going to show us the way.
So in fact, there are a lot of 3-bedroom layouts down here. I would say that they all generally look the same. The only variation that we have is the balcony or the entrance of the kitchen. So when you come down here, you look at this layout, you can visualize very clearly the other type of the 3 bedrooms. Right, so instead just now I was mentioning about the small little touches that created a better spec for the EC. So one part is here, they have provided even the smart digital lock on every unit. And also for most of the condos today, they don't provide, they only provide an audio intercom. In Tenet, they're actually giving a video audio intercom.
What? For an EC?
Yes, for an EC. So these are small little touches that brings up the entire value of Tenet. And then we like how they have segregated the entire living area so that you don't combine your dining area together. You have a good isolation of your living. Yet at the same time, the dining area is located over here. And conveniently, they have created a backsplash where you have access to your microwave oven and a space for your fridge. And again, the brands that they're using for the fittings are from Bosch, which most of the ECs do not provide such good brand. Right. So let's see the kitchen. I like how the kitchen is, the space of the kitchen, and I think you'll like it too. So over here, the kitchen, we can see that it's a very nice L-shaped kitchen that is pretty rare in today's context. Very good space for food preparation and cooking. And then of course they have small little touches over here where they provided a bin for you to throw all your stuff actually, and then some little racks over here for you to place your
condiments.
Yeah, your condiments and everything. So I think I really like how this kitchen looks and the functionality of it. They're providing actually Bosch gas stove as well.
Bosch again.
Yeah, and if you come in here, you can also see that for all the 3 bedrooms, you have a very nice separation of where your yard area is, where you can place your washer, dryer stacked on top, naturally ventilated, and you have a home shelter on my right. So this bomb shelter can double up as a storage, helpless room, and a WC that's conveniently located over here. So I like this space quite a bit.
Yes, very nice. It's tucked all the way inside.
So let me show you another special part that they have created.
There's more
outside.
Okay, let's go. So we're here at the walkway. What's going on? What's so special?
So usually for walkways, they are either very dark because you don't have natural light coming in.
That's true.
Or it is totally unusable. Right? Walkways to a lot of buyers are a wastage of space. But today they have created a very nice alcove along the walkway. And for the 3 bedroom units, you can see that although we don't have natural light coming in through here, but you have a nice alcove that gives you an idea that you can create a study area for your kids in this area. So now you have a function to use along the walkway. You don't waste the space. And they can be working here, and of course the idea is created a very brilliant idea. If your friends and families are coming along, all you have to do is just cover up this place.
This is so cool.
And it's back to like a normal walkway.
Oh, this is one of a kind. I mean, I've really seen this before.
I really like this small.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And we have this alcove almost in every unit, like I mentioned, except for some of the 4+ study. And in fact, for type C2 onwards, you will be able to have your alcove is actually backed by a top to bottom glass.
So you mean to say you have a window? You have natural light coming in?
Yeah, natural light coming in. So your walkway will be bright. We can show you in the 4+ study.
Wow.
Show you later.
So we're about to check out the 4+ study, 1367 square feet, and oh my goodness, the space. Ken, let's go.
So we're going to look at the largest 4+ study unit in Tenet.
Sure.
So similarly, we have all your digital lock, audio, video panel, but what blows your mind away is actually the wide span of frontage that you have.
This is nice.
Right, so you actually have a living dining that spans across a total of 5.4 meters. Like we always mentioned, in the terrace is about 6 meter frontage. So this is as good as a landed living.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think the ID has cleverly shifted the dining area into this area so that you get to enjoy a full 5.4 meter space of living area. You can easily fit in an L-shaped sofa to enjoy and host your guests. And conveniently, when your dining is here, you actually get a generous backsplash of cabinetries over here, your ovens, and then you got enough space for a double panel fridge.
Nice.
So same as what we saw in the 3-bedroom, as you follow me into the kitchen.
Also L-shaped?
Yeah, we have again a very nice L-shaped kitchen.
Yeah.
And then of course over here we have the dustbin, and to make use of the hidden space, they have actually provided mechanism where you can put stuff inside so that you don't have to reach in.
That's very smart and thoughtful at the same time.
Small little touches that we have. Then again, of course, as we pan through, you can see the bomb shelter, the WC, and the yard area, all nicely tucked away.
Sure. Is it very similar to the other side?
Yeah. Let's show you the walkway with the natural light coming in.
Yeah, that's right.
Here.
Right, by the study, I suppose?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the part where, on traditional terms, this walkway is dark and not usable. So this time round, you can see that we have top to bottom glass finish.
Sure.
Window that's accessible for wind to come in. So this walkway will become naturally lit up, and this, again, a very nice alcove for your study area. I don't think you will do a storage in this because this is a very nice alcove.
This is so interesting.
Yeah.
With the natural light coming, especially.
So in fact, in the 4 bedrooms, you can see a very generous size of a master bedroom, spanning a total of 20.3 square meters.
Oh wow!
Very luxurious. So you can see that I can have a king size bed. I got enough space for a side table. I can even place a play area or baby cot over here. Right. Yet I have 3 panels of wardrobe, and again, for all the toilets, they are naturally ventilated.
Now that we've come to almost the end of the video, we'd like to thank Ken for that fantastic introduction of Tenet. Now, Ken, I noticed there's an award here. What's going on?
Yeah, so actually Tenet won the Best EC Development Award by Property Guru Asia Property Awards in 2022, even before it was launched.
Right.
So that speaks volume of the quality that they bring in, and this is just one of the many awards that the developers have won over the years.
Sure. Okay, now next point. Let's talk a little bit more about pricing. Now, a lot of people, of course, are expecting to sit on the same kind of profits that the previous EC owners have gotten, right? So are we still able to see that kind of profit today?
I wouldn't be daring enough to promise the same kind of profits, but I think we will talk about it logically.
Sure.
So you know that the OCR prices, private residential, has been climbing at a very steep rate over the past 2 to 3 years because of the lack of supply. So over the years, when we take a 10 years mark, the price difference between an EC and a private residential in OCR has always been at the average of about $300 to $400 in fact. Right, but because for ECs being capped by MSR and the income ceiling of 16,000, developers can't ramp their prices up too much in ECs. It's a bit more controlled. So as of today, we are still seeing a very big gap, a widening gap of now almost $590 to $600 per square foot difference between the EC prices and the OCR private residential. And this difference will then be the capital appreciation that buyers can be looking out for when they buy into Tenet.
So this itself is an opportunity, right?
Correct.
Now that we've come to the end of our SRA New Home Showcase, just want to share with you that Tenet is going to be previewing on the 12th of November for 3 weeks, all the way to the 28th of November, and booking day is on the 3rd of December. So these are the dates that you just need to kind of remember. So do contact any of our SRA salesperson if you want to come on by and check it out, because this is your very last chance to get an EC with good capital appreciation before you go off for your holidays. So yes, that was it, and we will see you guys next time.
See you. Bye-bye.